been thinking about it. I've been thinking about all the things you do.
Hey fellow foodies, it's Faye from faysfood.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make some homemade butter along with some homemade buttermilk. So it's a very simple process, and the easiest way to do it is with your stand mixer. You can of course also do it with a hand mixer or also with some mason jars. It's just going to take you a bit longer. You want to start out with some cold heavy cream. Make sure to have at least 38% fat content in the cream. And we're going to just begin to whip this on medium just so it doesn't splatter everywhere, and then you can raise it to a high speed. And all we're going to do is whip this for about 15 to 20 minutes until the cream becomes butter. Basically, it's going to separate into curdles and it's going to become yellow, and once it reaches that point you will see what we do next. But it's that simple. What's going to happen is you'll get both butter and buttermilk at the same time, which you'll see down the road here. But this is all you have to do, is whip it like crazy. So if you ever run out of buttermilk or butter, this is definitely a good way to kind of get the real thing in a pinch. So it's handy to know. Alright, so you can see it's getting there. It's becoming more of a yellowish color at this point. This was about, I think, the 10-minute mark. So you gotta keep going past this point, and you'll be surprised how long it takes for cream to actually break, but it does take a while. Alright. So once it becomes curdled like this, you don't want to take it too much further. I stop the mixer every now and then throughout this process to scrape the bowl really well so that the sides, stuff on the sides can get mixed in too. But you can see after I got that last mixing in, that final mixing, I stopped. You don't want to go further than this. So you can see that there are some curdles in there, but there's also some liquid, and that's going to be our buttermilk. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fine mesh scraper. I'm just using a small one, but really out of convenience you can use that the bigger size. Okay, and then what this is going to do is just strain the solids from the liquid and use your rubber spatula to help this process along. You won't believe how many you won't believe how much liquid is actually in this, so you really have to strain it really well. I have a newfound respect for people that do this often. It is not a difficult process or a timely process, but it definitely takes some love. Alright, so once we strained all the solids from the liquid, we have this mixture here. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pour some cold water over the top. And what this is going to do is it's going to help solidify it a little bit more, but also it's going to help draw out the liquid even more as well. You can see just how much more buttermilk was in there. So I'm going to rinse this out 2 or 3 times with the cold water doing this process, and from there we can move on and season it. You can of course leave it without some salt, but I'm going to add some salt to mine. And after that you want to give it a final kind of mixing, and this is just going to help everything make it smoother, make it creamier, and also it draws out liquid throughout this process because salt draws moisture. So that's kind of why we do it as well. So I mix it by hand for about like maybe 3-4 minutes, and you can see how creamy it gets after that. So I'm just going to move our butter to a new bowl here. And you can see our buttermilk, and all I did for that was I just strained the solids from the liquid and just poured the liquid into the mason jar. I'm going to keep that. You can definitely use that buttermilk for your baking needs. I'm going to be using mine for my buttermilk pancake recipe, which is on my blog. Definitely recommend you give that a shot if you haven't. Alright, so we have our butter all set to go and our buttermilk all set to go. So really what you want to do is keep these both on hand for about, they keep on hand, I should say, for about 5 to 7 days in the fridge. Unlike store-bought butter, our butter doesn't have any preservatives, so it won't stay too long in terms of shelf life. So you want to make sure to use it within the week. Same with the buttermilk. Alright, so that's our finished butter and buttermilk. I'm going to just show you how extremely creamy our butter is. You can see it's semi-firm, but it's super creamy as well, which is the perfect butter consistency. And spreading it on our piece of bread here. And I've said this before, but there's no greater joy in life than some butter and bread, in my opinion. Alright, so I hope you guys give this a try. You see how easy it is to make some homemade butter and buttermilk. For the full recipe, go to faysfood.com. Comment below if you have any comments or questions. And subscribe to this channel for more great videos on the way. Like this video if you like it. I do appreciate all your support. There is no better taste than homemade butter. It is absolutely delicious, and you saw how easy it was. You see how creamy it is. Please do give it a try. So yeah, until next time guys, I hope you have a wonderful day.
Figure what you're down for. I wanna figure out to make it come around. No, we should quit the game and settle things right here, right now. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about all the things you do. I wanna take you from